Calaroga Shark Media.
Hi there, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news from Netflix.com. Actually, from what's on Netflix.com. Netflix comedy series slate for 2026, 2027, and beyond. What's returning and what's new. A comprehensive guide to every returning hit and upcoming comedy series heading to Netflix. Thought we'd take a look at this. I'm looking at this for the first time. Returning Netflix comedy series. I'm not going to read everything here, just the ones that interest us. Free Bert will be back. Funny AF with Kevin Hart. Leanne Season 2 in August. In 2027, 100%. Cast: Vanessa Bayer, Nick Kroll, Diane Lane, Jason Mazzuccas, Sam Richardson, Tiffany Boone, and Lisa Gilroy. We're told if you've ever rolled your eyes at influencers pushing the perfect 5 a.m. morning routine, this upcoming workplace comedy is tailor-made for you. 100% follows a group of friends employed with the Thought Leader Industrial Complex, while their self-help books, podcasts, and curated wellness lifestyles are designed to help the rest of us live perfectly. Away from the screens and microphones, their actual lives are complete and utter disaster. Single camera ensemble comedy. That looks like it could be okay. We have another adult animated comedy, this one called Dad's House, set in small-town suburban Australia. Dad's House follows Sean, who's 13 and spends every second weekend with his laid-back but incredibly well-meaning dad, Ian. Not excited about that one. More animated comedy, this one called Dang, expected later this year. This half-hour animated comedy follows a brother and sister duo living their best messy lives in New York City. However, their chaotic fun comes to a screeching halt when their absolute worst nightmare comes true. Their highly successful, high-achieving older sister shows up out of the blue and actually wants to hang out with them. No thanks. More cartoons. What is going on? This one is called Dealies, a brand new supernatural workplace comedy that follows the bizarre, eclectic staff of a local big box store, whose roster includes a savant salesman, a gentle gladiator, a quiet virtuoso, a summoner of the divine, and naturally, the poor soul who actually hired them. No thanks. I'm scrolling down here. I'm not reading everything, but apparently Stavros Halkias is in Living the Dream, another animated series. Jeez, what is going on? This one centers on London best friends Des and Ray, two guys who are deeply convinced they should have made it big by now. Scooby-Doo Origins. Oh, no. No. Mystery Inc. is heading back to live action for Netflix, but this time with a fresh, slightly darker modern twist. Just don't. Set during their final summer at camp, this 8-episode half-hour reimagining follows old friends Shaggy and Daphne as they stumble into a haunting mystery involving a lost Great Dane puppy who may have just witnessed a supernatural murder. People are going to watch that, too. Oh, my daughter will like this one. Untitled Hannah Berner and Paige DeSorbo comedy series. Set in New York City, the single-camera relationship comedy will star Hannah Berner and Paige DeSorbo as fictionalized versions of themselves. The series follows the two ultimate ride-or-dies as they navigate city life, help each other shed their emotional baggage, and emerge as the people they've always wanted to be. That reminds me, so my daughter's in her mid-20s, and she obviously knows I host the podcast. She went out of her way to tell me how much she liked Mary Beth Barone's special, and I'm like, yeah, that totally tracks. It's not for me, it's for you. And since it's for her, a woman in her mid-20s, she liked it. I forgot to tell you that all week. Now, Netflix is really close to the vest with the stand-up specials. I'm on Wikipedia here. We are expecting Kelsey Cook's Happy Hour on August 18th and Stamptown on August 25th. Nothing else actually on the schedule. They have announced in development Untitled Bert Kreischer special, Gabe, Leanne Morgan, MAGA comedian Nate Bargatze, and Nimesh Patel. No dates or any information on any of those. Earlier in the week, Rory Scovel's special came out. He got the big fancy interview with the Hollywood Reporter. That means his agents got it done. And it means someone in Hollywood has decided it is Rory Scovel's turn, which is why we bought Rory Scovel's stock in the comedy stock market on Friday. We are told by the Hollywood Reporter, the married dad insists he's never come up with new material as swiftly and easily as he did in this special. Rory says it just kind of came together. He said there was one brief period in the process where we watched the special, and of course I hated it, but that was before the edit. In the end, he's proud of what he was able to pull off, because it's tighter and, in his estimation, punchier than his prior work. Rory says, it's insane that it took me 20 years to learn how to edit, but better late than never. I am trying to avoid spoilers for the special. I'll just stop talking there, so I'm skipping some stuff. I don't want to ruin it for you. I've read a few articles that have ruined it for me. So we'll skip parts about the content. The Hollywood Reporter asked Rory Scovel about the era of stand-up we're in now. Rory said, I think political identity is such a thing now in what we do, and I don't know, it's kind of like everybody's got to pick a side to play to. I don't necessarily love that people would go, oh, this is a liberal comic, or this guy votes liberally, so these will be his opinions or his takes. I'd rather it be me going, well, no, these are my takes, and whatever category they fall into is what they fall into. But I don't want anyone to think I'm intentionally playing to the left. It's almost impossible for me to intentionally play to the right. It's just not in my soul to do it. But it isn't like I sit here going, I think the left is great. There's nothing wrong with it. I'd rather be like red and blue. We're all under a spell. So with this hour, it feels like I tiptoed in that a little bit to figure out how to do it in a bigger way in the future. There's some political stuff in the special. Roy says, I know there's going to be a lot of people who turn it off, and there'll be a lot of people that give me crap about it. But it's like, well, if you can't handle that and you have no curiosity about what led me to that, I'm probably not your flavor anyway. Minor spoiler, in the special, Rory jokes, it's good to be in a blue state, Washington, even if red states are more fun. The Hollywood Reporter guessed that's a joke rooted in some truth. Rory said, I should maybe rephrase what I said. It's not like I want to go in and be contentious. What I meant is I didn't want people to think, oh, you do it in a blue state because that feels safe. I do the same show wherever I am, and my expectation is that they should laugh at it because I think it's really funny. But there are people who do get offended or hate the show because of the politics, because they can't look past certain topics and opinions, and that's why I addressed it in the show. I say, you're going to act like liberals and I can't tell jokes? Because that's who we all say can't take a joke. I can tell you what it feels like when parts of the room don't like it, and I tend to look in that direction a little more just to see. Maybe my energy needs to play to them, but what does it look like? Well, some people would get up and leave, which I get. I did the show in Wilmington, North Carolina at a comedy club before I really started the tour, and I got heckled. I said something about Trump, and this guy goes, you really think Biden was better for us? And the whole audience goes, yes. And you just got to watch this one guy be like, wait, everyone really does think that? And then the table got up and left on their own accord. Afterwards, someone was like, yeah, there was a convicted Jan Sixer at that table. For real. I was like, that's just proof that anyone will come to a show. They don't need to research. They're not going to be like, oh, what's the comedy flavor? It's so baffling to me. Another minor spoiler, Rory jokes in the special, comics, we have to go red to make a little green, which is clearly a reference to the Manosphere, says the Hollywood Reporter. Rory said, I don't know if I have a relationship to it. And I think it was like, oh, there's a lot of comics I didn't know were so politically on the right about stuff until the atmosphere shifted. And I think that's why it seems like a lot of them shifted towards that, because there was money to be had in it. Whether that's true or not, I couldn't tell you. But if it is true, there's just no integrity in that. I think I'd rather not gain some sort of massive audience and not make millions of dollars and retain my integrity, mainly because I'd rather my kids see that version of me. A lot more Rory Scovel stuff. I think we'll save all that for at least tomorrow. The Mike Epps Festival is back for a third year. Hosted by Mike Epps, the 3-day festival promises to bring live music, comedy, health, and wellness to Indianapolis, August 28th through the 30th. Epps said in a statement, Indianapolis has supported me throughout my entire career. This festival is my opportunity to give back to the city that made me. It's about bringing people together through comedy, music, culture, and community while creating opportunities that can make a lasting difference. Veronica Słowikowska, you know her from SNL and Shane Gillis Tires. She is going to star in Stephanie Bride-to-Be. In Stephanie Bride-to-Be, Stephanie, played by Słowikowska, is at her proposal party, which becomes a slow-motion meltdown while she waits for her boyfriend to arrive and pop the question. As Stephanie scrambles to keep the night from falling apart, she must contend with her flighty parents, played by Amy Sedaris and Michael Imperioli. Which, when I first read that, I was like, wow, Michael Imperioli is playing a dad, and then I realized, oh, I'm a dad. Like, I don't know why I feel like Michael Imperioli is too old to play a dad. I'm a dad. I have children in their mid-20s. How old's Imperioli now? He's 60. Michael Imperioli is 60. Do you feel old now? Because I just told you Michael Imperioli is 60. Goes fast, people. Boy, it is really hot in the basement today. I got to get a fan in here. It's a summer Sunday. Let's do one more and go outside or something. Here, we'll do this one. A stand-up comedian says he's confident he has a second world record. He's trying to be verified for running the fastest half marathon while dressed as a microphone. Tan Hudson ran 13.1 miles. He already holds the record for fastest marathon by a man dressed as a microphone. But for the half, he did it in 1 hour, 48 minutes. Not bad. He joked, I actually had the world record for fastest marathon dressed as a microphone, and I had to take that record off someone as well. I saw the half marathon on the calendar, and I thought, let's do that. It'd be a great one to try and get the world record. It'd be really crazy not to take the double and get the fastest half marathon. The costume was made by a fellow comedian for him. The run was documented by a friend who ran alongside him. Hudson said, sometimes someone will be running next to you for like 20 seconds trying to get my attention. I'd be like, oh, hi, what do you want? He admits, my legs are always a bit sore after a race like that, but I'm kind of used to it, so I can't complain. That is your comedy news on a summer Sunday. I'll see you tomorrow.